Hello everyone. So yeah, I am finally all caught up with the Attack on Titan manga. It only took me like 3 months, and also you guys kept annoying me about this. So I recorded it like all at once, so you guys can watch it. It's all there on my channel right now. And one of the reasons that I did is so that I could finish this video that I recorded a while ago.
And 138 is right around the corner, but I'm not sure when I'm going to read it, by the way. So here we go. As always, manga spoilers, and get ready for it. The first Ackerman is the devil. So I already talked about this and how that dude that killed Emir could be the devil or someone also with not Titan powers exactly, but some power from that same tree or water place. I'm just refreshing this theory for something I'm about to talk about next. But also, let's take aside that specific character and just think of the idea of the first Ackerman in general, or where the Ackerman powers come from. Yes, I am taking this from them being called devils more than regular Eldians are, but also we don't really know where those abilities come from, or why the memories are passed down in the family members without they being shifters. We know even for Titan families, they need to connect with their family shifter to get access to paths, memories, and all that stuff. So Ackermans have their adrenaline boost, and that's it. It's not actual memories, they're more muscle memories and agility and all that superhero stuff. With all previous fighting abilities passed down, really the perfect soldier type. Kinda like if Taskmaster from Marvel Comics was in paths. Doesn't make more sense for popular culture if Black Widow had already come out at this point. The idea here is that the first Ackerman, whoever they were, was someone who got some power skill from a similar way as Ymir, but not the ability to turn into a giant monster, of course. Just the same source. And this person was killed and eaten by the Ackerman. Or maybe multiple people who call themselves Ackerman, not a specific family. Who knows? But the point is, that's how this power was passed down. I am considering here that Eldians were already cannibals before all this. I should have clarified that a couple of theories ago. So yeah, this person, whoever it was, might be someone Ymir knew or got to know over time. That's why I consider the spear guy at the start. It could be someone from that same time period who was also special like her. Perhaps the king's best soldier, as Ackermans are often considered. And over time, in the tellings of the story, he became considered as the cause of Ymir's power or demise in some way. Or maybe the devil is just King Fritz. I mean, he's a pretty awful guy. Mikasa is the reason the Ackermans got persecuted. Remember Grandpa Ackerman? Don't forget all the things he told word to Kenny, who died before saying anything else important to Levi beyond the confirmation that Levi was also an Ackerman. So considering that Levi and Mikasa are the only ones left, it's quite difficult to imagine that those two ever got more information about their heritage. Now consider Eren's revelations about Ackermans in 112. They are complete opposite to what Grandpa Ackerman told Kenny.
アッカーマン家は王政に恨まれてはおらん。ただ恐れられておる。王がアッカーマン家を操ることができなかったからだ。
操る?
Sure, he said that Ackermans can't have their memories altered like other Eldians. Keep in mind, it does not mean that they are Eldians. They both are. A lot of people got and still get confused as to why both Mikasa and Levi could hear Eren's Falcon speech in paths, because they are Ackermans, but they're still Eldians, so they still can go to paths. They just are harder to control, or at least you can extrapolate that from what Grandpa Ackerman said. Now the question is, the memory the only factor, or if there's more to it? Grandpa Ackerman seems to imply they worked with the king as protectors, but they could not be controlled entirely. Maybe there's some variation of the founder's influence control towards Ackermans, because they are also mixed blood with other normal Eldians, like Levi for instance, that has a normal Eldian dad. But what if there was at some point in time one Ackerman who couldn't be controlled at all by the founder because it was someone partially Ackerman and Oriental? I mean, can you imagine Eren being able to control all the shifters to do his will, and all the Soviet Corps members, and every other Eldian except Mikasa? I guess this would be the point for her to make the right or wrong decision. Also, a very thrilling and insane moment to witness, having all Eldians against you, even Titan shifters and even Levi. The theory here is that the idea of a threat to the founding Titan's control might have been noticed by Carl Fritz over 100 years ago, or somewhere in between those 100 years.
巨人の力を何だって?
その力は強大で、人類すべての記憶を改ざんし、過去を忘れさせることができる。少数の血族を除いてな。その中で王政に背を向けた家が2つあった。それが東洋の一族とアッカーマン家だ。
だから迫害を。
The idea of someone being born able to not be controlled by the founding and still be an Eldian. So for that reason, he ordered the killing of all Ackermans and the Orientals who lived within the walls, just so Mikasa wouldn't be born. Eren will fight alongside them and against Ymir and her colossal army at the end. People think Eren will be killed at the end, but I personally don't like that idea very much. Especially if he dies without much explanation of why things went as far as they did. A lot of theories indicate that Mikasa would be the one killing him, or even Armin, or both of them. But I like to believe that we'll get close to that, and we'll have a twist, and a second final arc will be introduced with Ymir and all the Colossals against our heroes, as a sort of redemption arc for Eren, and also Zeke. This comes from me not just wanting Eren to die without redemption, but mainly just the visual idea of having the final standoff be all 8 Titans against the founder and her army, which is just a cool idea in general, especially if Eren can somehow control the Warhammer and the Attack Titan at the same time, you know, with being the Attack on Titan and then controlling the Warhammer with his foot. So we can just have that glorious Titan shot for like the final showdown. It would be just awesome. At the end, the real question is, will Ymir be free? If it is all a time loop and it always ends and starts in this crazy Titan cycle. The main question is, will Ymir be free from it? I'm assuming here Eren is trying to free her and fix things and end her suffering. But considering the time loop theory, how can her suffering end if it never starts? What would be the plot point, the moment that changes the story as a whole? How will all end? Or maybe everyone just dies, then all fades to black. Who knows?
Who knows? Who